Rare case how a cobra saved a young soldier's life. In a twist of fate, a young soldier found himself face to face with a deadly cobra in the dense wilderness. What seemed like a life-threatening encounter took an astonishing turn, leaving him in awe of nature's unpredictability. Like many of his peers, a young man voluntarily enlisted to serve in the Afghan war. Submitting a formal request to be deployed to a hotspot, he sought to test himself while honoring his duty to his homeland. Little did he know that this decision, sealed with a simple piece of paper, would forever alter the course of his life. A small unit of Soviet troops was stationed in the rugged Pamir Mountains, anticipating the movement of Pashtun forces reinforcing their main army along the Afghanistan-Tajikistan border. Serving in this harsh terrain was grueling, living conditions were primitive, and every day was overshadowed by the relentless fear of losing one's life or a close comrade. The relentless tension bred constant anxiety, a lingering fear of betrayal, and relentless insomnia. Because of this, the young soldier often volunteered to take his comrades' guard shifts whenever they asked. Struggling with sleep himself, he found it easy to stay awake through the night, keeping watch without ever closing his eyes. When it was quiet around him, he entertained himself by interacting with various animals, from scorpions to snakes. One day, in a trench, he stumbled upon a few baby cobras. He had long since become accustomed to the presence of poisonous creatures, so he was not particularly frightened, although he treated such company with due caution. His company had not changed its location for a long time, and the young man often stood guard in the same spot where the baby cobras lived. While on duty, he often fed these little snakes more for amusement than anything else. At first, the snakes were wary of him, but they soon got used to him leaving food for them. Although they did not let him get too close, they showed a readiness to defend themselves from a distance. His comrades were surprised by the strange relationship between the man and the snakes. Usually, soldiers tried to exterminate all dangerous predators around their sleeping area to ensure nothing threatened them at night. But here was a young warrior who was taming poisonous creatures. Since almost everyone found an unusual hobby during the war, they decided to head not to disturb the cobra brood and simply let the snakes live in peace, albeit under the responsibility of this young man that day. The young man again did not close his eyes and volunteered to take over the post for one of his comrades. His duty passed quickly. The replacement should have arrived a long time ago, but for some reason, he was delayed. More than half an hour passed, and no one came to relieve him. The soldier immediately sensed that something was wrong. He decided to climb out of the trench to find out what had happened, but as soon as a huge cobra fell on him from above. It was one he had occasionally fed as well. The snake was behaving extremely aggressively. Spreading its hood, it blocked the man's path. The young man was terrified and froze in place, afraid to move, knowing the snake could attack at any moment. All he could do was stand still and wait for the reptile to calm down. He remained frozen for hours, locked in a tense standoff, until the first light of dawn broke the horizon. Only then did the cobra relax its posture, smoothly lowering itself onto the sand before slithering away as if it had never intended to strike. Overcome with relief, the young man leaped from the trench and sprinted back to his unit. But as he arrived, his joy turned to horror. He stumbled upon the lifeless bodies of his fallen comrades. While the young man stood guard, the Pashtuns launched a surprise attack on the camp, silently eliminating the entire combat unit. Desperate, he managed to locate a radio and call for reinforcements, but by then, it was already too late. In a shocking twist of fate, it was the cobra that saved his life, keeping him at his post and unknowingly preventing him from stepping into a camp that was already doomed. Later, the young man was accused of treason, though no evidence could be found to prove his guilt. As a result, he was simply discharged from service. However, this incident serves as a powerful reminder that any creature, no matter how unlikely, is capable of gratitude, and that even the smallest act of kindness can leave a lasting impact. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.